Hi, I'm Robert King. One of the most common, yet dangerous, types of situations that today's law enforcement officers will encounter is the building search. In this program, we're going to show you several techniques that can be used in conducting these searches. Now, let's see how these responding officers handle the burglary and search the building.
.109 dispatch. I'm on scene. Dispatch. Be advised, I've got a broken door. I also have movement inside. Roll me a backup unit. You in the building, this is a police department. You have 5 minutes to come out and surrender yourselves. Clear. Clear.
You! Behind the counter, stand straight up. Straight up. Don't face me. Put your hands up. Put them up. Walk out from behind that counter. Don't face me. Step out from behind that counter. Stop. Walk straight back. Stop. Go down to your knees. Cross your legs. Put your arms straight out to your side. Bring them straight back. Don't face me. Put your hands out, straight back. Uncross your legs. Stand straight up. Just follow me. Follow me. Partner, I'm gonna take her back out. Partner, coming out with one. Make sure you search her down real good.
No problem.
You, in the closet, put your hands straight out. Step forward. Step forward. Turn around. Walk straight back. Keep walking. Put your hands up. Keep them up. Walk straight back towards my voice. Stop. Go down to your knees. Cross your legs. Put your arms straight out to your side and bring them straight back. Uncross your legs. Stand up. Walk straight back. Partner, coming out with a second one. Make sure you search him down good.
No problem.
Now, we will demonstrate some of the techniques that may be used during a search.
You have just witnessed a situation that all law enforcement officers will encounter through their careers. The procedures and techniques learned here will help you handle these situations successfully. We will examine these procedures step by step and in detail. The responsibility for securing the outer perimeter rests with the first responding units. Use cover and concealment while covering exterior building. Remember, suspects have a greater field of view from inside the building than officers who are looking into the building from the exterior. Once the outer perimeter is secured, preparations for searching the building should be completed as soon as possible. In all cases, the primary search team should be a K-9 unit. However, in real police work, a K-9 is not always available, and searching of buildings occurs on a regular basis. 2 or more officers will be required to conduct a search, although the size of the building will determine the number on the team. Preparation and proper equipment are essential elements in conducting a search. One of the most important is a good, strong, and fresh flashlight. Logic will tell you that in a building search, being able to illuminate darkened areas is essential. Items which you may find useful during the search are door stops made of rubber or wood. These items can be used to keep doors open or preventing doors from being opened. Small pieces of rope can be used to tie doors and in some situations to move objects. Handguns should only be used in residential settings or business offices unless you have special training in use of shotguns in close quarters. Shotguns or carbines can be used in large areas such as warehouses. It is essential that you make sure you don't have rattles. Put keys in your pocket, for example. Be aware of any other causes of noises on your person and correct them. When the team is ready to enter the building, some basic rules need to be followed. First, announce to any suspects to give themselves up. Do this with a time limit. Normal procedures would be at least 2 to 5 minutes. Do not enter the building before this time limit has expired.
You in the building. This is the police department. You have 3 minutes to come out of the building. Come out now.
Second of all, an entry point should be selected. If possible, do not use the suspect's point of entry. Seek a remote location or enter with a distraction. Third, entry should be made in pairs, working as a team. There are different methods of entry which officers should use to maximize their cover and protection. The first is the X method, or crisscross. This enables the officers to enter through a door and cover the areas immediately on the other side of the door. Another name for this method is a diagonal method. A second method is the wrap or button hook. As the officer enters the door, he turns towards the inside of the door and ends up facing the area immediately blocked by the wall. His partner executes the same movement on the opposite side almost immediately after the first officer. The reason for employing these methods is to avoid getting trapped in the fatal funnel. This diagram illustrates the fatal funnel. As you can see, you have to look at the whole room or building in an attempt to locate any suspects, and you are illuminated at this time. On the other hand, the suspect inside the room has only one place to look to discover your presence. Here, you would be standing in the fatal funnel, the only area the suspect has for directing his firepower. Regardless of his position, his visual would be on you at all times. After gaining entry to the building, the team conducts a progressive search. The search is accomplished by flowing in a natural progression throughout the building, making sure nothing is left unsearched and the area behind you is always clear. The following rules are essential to a successful search. The searching officer will have his weapon at the high point, 2-hand hold, 3 to 4 inches below eye level, so as not to obstruct his vision while searching. If the second officer is directly behind the searching officer, as in a hallway, his weapon is in the low ready position, with the barrel pointed toward the ground. This position is used when one officer crosses the field of view of another officer. The second officer should have his gun pointed at the uncleared area covering, while the first officer searches. Remember to lay the trigger finger along the frame of the weapon, and only put your finger on the trigger if you intend to fire for effect. This greatly reduces the chance of an accidental discharge. Another consideration is called the third eye concept. This is where the weapon and the eyes move together. This provides instant target identification and target acquisition. The eyes and the weapon move as one. The room or building is divided into equal areas according to the number of officers in the search. The area each officer has should overlap. If one officer is searching an object or particular area, the other officer or officers divide the rest of the room or building into equal parts. While moving through a building, always think of cover. Never move into an adversary's field of view that you or your partner cannot cover. Use the crossover hand technique of holding your flashlight, which will expand your own field of view and diminish the suspects through manipulation of light in darkened areas. The technique is very simple to learn. Place the light in your weak hand so that the rear of the light exits the hand at the thumb, and the lens is held by the palm of the hand. Rotate the light in your hand so that your first or middle finger rests on the switch. Squeezing the first finger will activate the light. Cross your weapon hand over the top of the weak hand, placing the knuckles of both hands back to back. Or run the knuckles of the strong hand into the wrist of the weak hand. This will provide the push-pull method utilized in today's firearms training. The scan and move technique is the desirable method for light control. Turn the light on and scan the room or your area of responsibility. Turn the light off and then move to left or right 1 or 2 steps. Remember, some high-powered flashlights leave a trace of light from the bulb immediately after you turn them off. Now let's demonstrate how effective this is in a darkened room. As you move through the building, use the follow the leader or leapfrog styles of movement. They can be used interchangeably during the search. The follow the leader style is used where one officer moves and then stops. The second officer positions himself in the vicinity of the first, but with some separation. Be careful that the second officer does not get too close. Both officers will increase their risk of being easy targets for any threat. Another technique is called leapfrog. One officer searches an area and signals when it's clear. The second officer then goes past him into a new area, searches and secures it. Either style of movement is tactically sound. Inevitably, you will need to move around a corner or any other piece of cover and feel threat may be imminent on the other side. Using a technique called edging, you will be able to see a suspect before he can see you. This technique may also be referred to as indexing or slicing the pie. The technique is fairly simple. As you near the corner, carefully move out from the wall 3 feet or more. Face the corner with your body at the same angle as the corner. Using a shuffling motion, you can move in little slices toward the corner, gradually increasing your field of view around it. You will be able to pick up the suspect's feet or clothing before he can see you. This diagram illustrates the technique and points out that the officer is still using the wall for cover, although he is moving away from the wall. This technique can be used in all phases of police work and is preferred over the quick peek or mirrors techniques. When searching stairwells by moving upward, you should stay on the outside. Stay close to the wall but not on it. The first officer should edge the banister on the next landing, while the second officer covers the banister going upward to the next floor. While descending the stairwell, the same technique is used, as shown here. As soon as you encounter the suspect, identify yourself and instruct the suspect to surrender.
You in the gray shirt. Police department, put your hands up, put your hands up. Drop the screwdriver. Put your hands straight up in the air. Turn around, away from me. Walk backwards slowly.
Have suspect or suspects come to you one at a time. Never go to a suspect. They should have their hands above their head and make a slow turn so you can do a visual check for weapons. Have them walk backwards to you and bring them into a safe or cleared area. Have the suspects kneel facing away from you with their legs crossed at the ankles. Have suspect bring arms back in a speed cuff position. Another option is the prone cuffing position if you have available space. The officer cuffing the suspect should holster his weapon while cuffing the suspect. Perform a brief search for weapons around the belt area. The partner will provide cover with his weapon during this procedure. One of the officers will escort the prisoner to the outer perimeter units while the other maintains the secure area. Remind the outer perimeter units to do a good search of the suspect. Also remember that there is a heavy liability placed on the safety of the suspect as soon as he becomes a prisoner. When the officer returns, the team begins its search again. Never be complacent after the first suspect is found. Search and secure the entire area and advise others when the search is completed. If during the search, suspects are found to be armed or shots are fired, the call now becomes an armed or barricaded suspect call. This action requires a trained tactical response team, which should be called immediately. Stop searching and secure area if possible. If an officer is down, stabilize the situation until the tactical response team arrives. You should practice these techniques and procedures until you become proficient.
This training video was produced to assist street officers in learning techniques that they may use during a building search. Remember, do not let these calls become routine. Always be prepared.
Yeah, it looks clear.
Yeah.
This dang alarm keeps going off, man.
I know. I get sick and tired of it.
Let's just hurry up and get this over with.